G'day everyone, Goober here with another Torchlight SS6 video. Maxroll has updated the website and it looks like most of the new stuff for the season is out. And so I just wanted to quickly go over what I'll probably start with. I'm definitely starting with Boom Moto, so charge calling. It's a second profile of the Moto. And basically all I've done here is go through and add basic stats of what you want to aim for on day one. This is just a league start. So day two, you'll probably start looking at legendary items. But the good thing about Boom Moto is you don't really need those legendary items to start farming T7. Because generally the build is so strong that you just one-shot most map bosses and you'll be able to smash through T7 plane watches and stuff quite easily. So what we'll do is we'll go through the gear and basically what you want to look for. I don't know if this is legit, however, in the items, you have the, it looks like you have the ability to craft on the set bonuses from last season. If that's not a thing, obviously just ignore that. Pretty much what you want to do is try and get chance for minions to deal double damage on the helmet. I didn't see that on any other piece. I mean, 9% isn't huge, but there's a 10% chance to do 2 times damage. That's pretty reasonable in my opinion. And then you just want to try and get max resistances, more max life, more survivability, and just base minion damage on everything that you can get. So as you look down the items, this is wrong. Should be an int gloves. I doubt you can put spell skill level on strength gloves. And honestly, this is day one, so you're probably not going to be crafting too much anyway. Flame sand is going to be ridiculously expensive, and I'll probably be selling the flame sand. This is just sort of gear that I will try and find and equip as I go along. On the neck, you want minion skill level, minion attack and cast speed if you can, purely because of essential speed. I read that as elemental for a second. 25% of the bonus to an additional bonus to minion attack speed is also applied to additional bonus of self-destruct damage. So that's quite huge. This is probably pretty okay as well, but I don't know. Depends how much minion attack and cast speed you can get. If it also applies to the self-destruct, which would be really, really good. There's no hero memories, hero relics. There's these, but I don't know. I didn't really know what to go with here, so I just put in some generic minion crit strike rate and crit damage stuff, movement speed, attack speed, and that sort of thing. I feel like when I was putting this in, there was more options, but who knows? You just want minion damage. All the minion max life, all the minion damage. Your minions max life attributes to their damage. So the more life that you have, the more life they have, etc. is just all good. I have put Mind Infusion boots in here. They are generally extremely cheap early in the season, and they just get cheaper and cheaper as the season goes on. +2 minion skill level is huge. 35% movement speed's pretty nice. The skill cost kind of sucks, but when casting an empower skill, it triggers a level 20 dark gate. That means you can switch out dark gate on the skill tree for machine army instead, and you just have that on preparation, so you don't really pay attention. You'll every now and then you'll spike in damage and kill the bosses. Another huge thing is interlocking soul. Treasure troves are definitely in the game. Andre let us know that in the Discord. So you'll be able to farm up interlocking souls really early on in the campaign. And then you just want to look at corroding it and getting the restores max life instead of costs max life when summon skills are used. 150% minion damage is gigantic. Minion max life, minion duration doesn't affect us, and the other stuff doesn't really affect us too much either. The strength and int is quite nice, but it's mainly just minion damage, minion max life, restores health. The rest of that's basically just a auto Moto thing and not really a charge Moto thing. On the rings, I didn't see the option to craft on command, which is surprising because that's been in every season ever, but it's not an option right now. I dare say you should be able to get command on rings, but I just don't see it. And then you just want to go with minion crit strike damage, minion max life, and then resistances. Capping your resistance is so essential that you should try and get it on all of your gear if you can. I just put this in as a joke. Obviously, you would want to go with a belt that gives, again, resistances, minion max life, minion damage, minion double damage, skill level, whatever you can on the belt. Eternity was a neck previously, and Imperial Might was a chest previously. They are both belts this season, which is kind of crazy. But I guess that opens up build variety further down the line. Going through the hero traits, there's only one option here. Unstoppable Wave it is. Down here, I can't see what Heroic Sacrifice is, so Guerrilla Tactics it is. You always got that as the extra on the hero memory, so now I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it's easy to just switch between the two and hit a dummy and see which one's better. So take this all with a grain of salt. If I can't get a lot of minion attack speed, obviously I'll go for the other one and just go through that. Looking at the talents, I've only gone to 98 points. That's like level 80 or something. With just the very overview basic skills. So you just want to go with minion damage wherever you can, minion crit strike damage wherever you can, more minion damage, tiny bit of command, more minion damage, minion max skill level. Minion additional damage. Additional is a multiplier, so if you just see 20% minion damage, it's all additive, and then it gets multiplied by your additional. So additional is the multiplier that you want to go for in every instance. Additional is king. On to +2 minion skill level for Mighty Guard. You can go with isomorphic arms if you have a really good weapon, but these aren't that fantastic. That's more for two-handed weapons. So you would just go with Mighty Guard instead. One command in there. Then on to the next one. You just go with minion damage. Again, minion crit strike damage, minion damage. Some free resistances, never hurt. Then you're on to minion damage. Mitigation. We don't have wardens, so base ailment, if you can get that somewhere. That's just adds... it just adds base ailment damage. So maybe you can get the bit of cold, and then you get frostbitten on your minions. Then you can gain focus blessings that way, or whatnot. Minion double damage here, and skill level there as well. Going on to the skills, boss is standard. Burning aggression, you can either have burning aggression or kinetic conversion, depending on how tanky you are. And yeah. Going on to the next one, I wasn't too sure about this one because previously this would be own one additional focus, tenacity, and agility blessing. That's gone. So I'm really not sure about Winter of Origin. I must be missing something. It seems impossible to get the required stacks. Maybe they increased something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Well, actually in 4 hours time. This is a quick video before launch. But anyway, I've just gone with the standard Steel Vanguard. Minion damage, max mana. This used to also give minus sealed. It doesn't anymore. It's just flat 36% mana. A powered skill with minion damage with imbued skill level. I haven't gone through and made sure that I'm using imbue, but you can easily just remove those and put them into armor, or that's not useful for us. Barrier's useful. Elemental res is obviously useful. Damage penetrates if you're using Grim Phantoms. Aura effect is always enormous, so that's a really good couple of points there. Minion damage, damage stacks. I don't know if that's meant to be minion damage, but just flat damage for something that's in the minion tree doesn't seem to do anything. And then movement speed. 24% movement speed sounds pretty good to me, so, and that's on defeat, so you're just going to speed up and zoom through the maps as you go. Looking at the skills, Summon Spider Tank with Mechanical Mod, Maniacal Army. This gives you bigger monsters, this gives you more monsters. So you'll be summoning 3 that blast through the map. Crit Strike damage, Crit Strike chance, and Servant damage. I believe they removed Servant speed from the game, otherwise that would be in there probably instead of Crit Strike damage, until we can get better gear later on. And Servant damage. This is all just very generic, basic compound potion preparation, so we don't have to think about using it. Auto charge, so it's always creating charges even when you're not killing things. And then residues, so it's always active for the full duration. Blink with Magical Dash for the extra charge, cooldown reduction, and cost conversion. You've got these making it so this. So everything costs a lot, and you're going to reserve most of your mana. So you want to just have the small cost of Blink, which is 8, which is going to be 155%. So it's going to cost you 12 life every time you cast it, which is basically nothing anyway. Your regen should cover it. Onto Frost Shield. Unfortunately, they removed Mark, so you can't put Mark on Frost Shield anymore. But again, preparation with cooldown reduction, and just chuck in Armor Infusion or something like that to give you a bigger Frost Shield as you go. Chance to Frostbite enemies. So I guess the focus on Frostbite would be good. Anywho, Dark Gate that you'd switch out for Machine Army if you were using Mind Infusion Boots. Obviously at the start you want to use Dark Gate until you get these, and then maybe switch back to Dark Gate after you upgrade those to something with Deflection later on. Cooldown reduction and preparation. I use preparation on basically everything because I hate pressing buttons. Your standard passives will be Weapon Amplification, Fearless, Elemental Res, and Swiftness. I've just chucked in the precise versions because why not? Obviously you'll use the non-precise versions until you get lucky enough to get these items drop. Soul Candles. I have gone with splits because I want to use Spider Egg in the last slot instead of Servant damage. However, this is just things to chase for. Soul Candles. You'll have to wait for the Eterna Gods to farm up those and charge you through the nose, unless you can put up with the content yourself, and then farm them up and make an absolute killing selling Soul Candles. Parabolic Splits. Splits affects Spider Egg, as I just said. Sealed Mana, and if you can get main skill is supported by Servant damage, that just makes this an extra link. Again, with Hardened, that makes this an extra link, so that makes it huge. Otherwise, you just go with something like Minion Skill Level, Parabolic Splits, Sealed Mana, Minion Damage, Max Life, Movement Speed, Cooldown. They're all good options. These are obviously pretty much chase uniques, or candles, sorry, for something to aim for. Anywho, that's my attempt at a quick, very basic league starter. This is all day 1. This will not apply day 2. And we should be able to get something much more rigorous from then on. Things to aim for would be, I don't know why I can't edit this. Adjust editing mode. Is that what I need to do? Yes. Okay. So things to aim for from here on, I have copied the link code, which I will put in the description, which is just that. For some reason, that looks like dolphin to me. I don't know why. Anyway. Alrighty, to finish off, just a couple of quick legendaries that you can keep an eye out for. Obviously, not obviously, but if you are using a Vanquisher Mallet or something with chance for minions, it's not, correction, it doesn't look like there is chance for minions to deal double damage on weapons anymore, which seems bizarre to me, but there is chance to deal double damage. So if you get that, then you will need to switch out what's it called? Mighty Guard for isomorphic arms. This means minions gain the main hand weapons bonuses. It's designed for two-handed weapons. So that means that minions will gain the 60% additional damage to life. They will gain the 80% chance to deal double damage. You'll double dip on the minion attack speed because it's got attack speed on there. So the minions will gain that, and they will also gain that twice basically. They'll gain 180% crit strike damage. If you can get crit strike rating there, max life, that sort of thing on the weapon will be huge. Going on to Fiend Crown. Fiend Crown is always insane. Minions gain lucky. That means it rolls twice on a crit strike damage, movement speed, attack speed, etc. That all plays into this bonus here. Warden's Breastpin has been nerfed. That is not 150% according to TLIDB. It's down to 75%, which isn't great, but it's okay. That will double dip down here. And 144% minion max life and minion damage is still huge. Even if the passives is reduced, it's still 144% max life, minion damage, and some of your crit is converted. You have base crit as well, so that's converted as well. Winter of Origin, this is up for debate whether it's good because 10 stacks of Focus Blessing seems impossible to get right now, but I don't see them putting this in the game if you can't use the additional minion damage. So we must be missing something. There was another patch that just came out or is coming out before launch, which makes it almost impossible to theory craft a full build. So everything in this needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Horn Ring is always a fantastic starter. Regens heaps of life, regens heaps of mana, minion damage, minion crit strike, and movement speed when using an Empower skill. Dark Gate lasts for 4 seconds. Unfortunately, you take a little bit more damage. However, it's a fantastic starter. What's the corroded version of this? Don't know. Anywho, oops. Anyway, Horn Ring. Horn. I realise that I'm swallowing a lot. I apologise to that person that doesn't like it, but, I produce a lot of saliva. And Mind Infusion boots. Anyway, I'll leave that off here. Oops, sorry, slates. I just put in things to look for. Don't get these ones because they're just things to look for. Spell skill level, max focus blessing stacks, max life, minion max life, minion crit is always good, minion skill area is good, minion skill level, again, minion crit strike, max focus blessing stacks, chance to gain max focus blessing stacks, just things to keep an eye out for on your gear. just get any old slate with max life or crit strike damage, crit strike rating, that sort of thing, and you'll be better than people that forget completely about their slates. Anyway, I'm going to stop crapping on. I will share the link will be in the description, and hopefully you can have something to follow for League Start, which is in 3 hours. All right, thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time.